Knock him out, AI.
Just a reminder, folks, today's certain to be here for our figure eight giveaway. Come to the game and get a figure eight of your favorite mascot, Cooper.
Attention all children and NBA fans, it's time to register for summer basketball games. Kids ages 8 to 17 are invited to learn basketball skills with team trainers and coaches. Have fun, meet friends, while improving their game at the same time.
Well, folks, it's certain to be here for the upcoming game. We're giving away a free Pistons headband.
Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. The New York Knicks come into this one after a win against the Jazz. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all theirs. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
Well, also great execution. Let's not forget about that. Being active gets you only so far if you lack the discipline.
Boy, Chris, how much fun is it to have basketball back? Talk about some of the things you personally look for early in a season.
Oh, man, what I personally look for in the beginning of the season is how guys develop. And a lot of that is body language. You know, are you putting your head down and dropping your head after a shot? Are you not running back on defense after a turnover? These are all little things that show what you're thinking about. You know, I just kind of check out the development, but again, the body language. Is the guy playing hard through his frustration? Is the guy giving his coach eye contact in the huddle? Is he being a great teammate by encouraging guys and passing to an open player for a better shot? And so those are the things that I look at. And then again, with the pace being at an all-time high, I think now is a new golden era of basketball where you can have so much more fun because you are no longer held to the rules of not getting out of the shot clock, not getting on the fast break. Coaches are now encouraging this style, so the game to me is a lot more fun. So hopefully as a rookie, you come in and you embrace this and just let it fly.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. The captain out there with Jimmy Butler. And there's Miles Turner. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Knox in at the 3 slot. And the call will be against Julius Randle. That is his first foul of the game. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Pass to Butler. Shot from 12. Rebounded by the Pistons. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, they gave up in that one. The defense constantly breaking down way too many times.
Yeah, I'm with you. Disgraceful performance and an issue that might be tricky to fix.
And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Here's Chapman. Pass to Turner. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
Runner, defended by Butler. Niang kicks to Noel. Pass to Niang. Shot clock at 5. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. And it's Noel missing.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Shot's good by Turner.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now here's Lynn. Coming in off a 10-point game his last outing. And there's the pass to Niang. Angle left side. Knocked away. Butler with the steal. Here's Chapman. Turner passes to Chapman. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Lynn. Chapman, that's good. Chapman's got his first bucket in this one.
Look, he's not an easy man to defend. He'll get his points one way or another.
Lynn looking it over. Here's Randall. Back to Lynn. And he uses the glass on the layup. Lynn's got his second basket of the game.
And Lynn is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
Here's Chapman. He's defended by Randall. Chapman the pass to Turner. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his first foul. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Here's Chapman. He's defended by Randall. 4 on the clock. The 17-footer. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. 6 points for Miles Turner.
You know there's no way that's going to get blocked. He just has to rise up and drain.
Lynn kicks to Randall. Pass to Niang. Back to Randall. Shoots over Turner. Randall no good. The Knicks leading by 4. Here's Chapman. What a tremendous game he played against Utah. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's foul number 2 for him. Baldwin, he's checked in for Jeremy Lin. Here's Chapman. Kicks to Cousins. 5 to shoot. New York needs to get off a shot. Goes up on the high post. Butler on the way. New York moving the ball around. Here's Chapman. Cousins, the pass to Chapman. The dish to Turner. Cousins trying to free himself up. And that one drops. Turner's got 8 points.
How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start.
Baldwin kicks to Noel. Pass to Baldwin. He tries for 3. Rebounded by Knox. Knicks on offense. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Passes it to Butler. Banked in off the glass. Butler's got his first points of the night.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Here's Baldwin. He's coming off a 10-point game against Indiana.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
Here's Butler, following the basket by Julius Randle. Outside Butler. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Noel. Here's Niang. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Indiana. And the foul on Miles Turner. That is his first foul of the game. And the Pistons making a change here. Now, here is O'Neal. He's covered closely. There's the pass to Baldwin. Shoots the 3. And he's good on the 3-ball. Baldwin's got his first 3 points of the game. The Knicks leading by 3. Here's Chapman. Pass to Knox. You played, C-Web, for a number of different teams. How did you personally measure an organization's quality?
Oh, it starts at the top. It's the commitment to winning. It's the little things, caring for players, everyone else there on the staff as people first, and then also setting the tone, letting people know that we're a winning organization. You know, I've been to some organization, and the word winning has never come up from the top brass, if you could believe it or not. So you know who wants to win. You see the intensity on the owner's face. You see the intensity on everyone's face as well, and you can tell by that passion who's foxholing more.
The Pistons making a change here. Young's checked in. Bunnick's also changing it up. Cantor checked in for Cousins. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Jimmy Butler.
What an advantage for a big man to have that smooth stroke at the line.
Floats it up for Randall.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Outside Hardaway. Here's Chapman. On the wing, Turner. A second chance effort. Cantor finds Turner. Chapman, that's good. Chapman's got his second bucket of the night. And so it's Baldwin with it. He brings it up for the Pistons. It's a 5-point game. To the paint. Got a piece of it. And pushing it up. Here's New York. Up the floor. Shot's good by Turner. Turner's got 10.
Wow, what a sensational quarter from him. And as long as they have this lead, I keep going to him again and again and again and again.
Now here's Booker. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. It's deflected. Here's Knox. Guarded by O'Neal. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. The Knicks have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Ingram, he's checked in for Turner. And so he makes both from the line.
Well, he's not making any mistakes up there today. Another solid trip to the line for him.
Pistons trail by 9. Pass to Booker. Puts it up from 12. Chapman with the rebound. Knicks have gotten 8 of their 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And jumping out like this, man, you automatically start thinking blowout.
Well, yeah, they've set an aggressive tone early. The trick is maintaining this momentum. It's easy to get complacent.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Well, the pace right now, that's being dictated to them. They have to try to get it back to their tempo, to their style of game.
He's checked in for the Knicks. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. Well, you look at the captain, always dangerous on the court. He leads the league. And, of course, Jimmy Butler. He's another guy who can pick your pocket.
And with all the steals these two came away with, they probably put a thought in the back of every opponent's head, and it wasn't a very good thought.
Here's Baldwin. Feeds it to Booker. Just 5 to shoot. Misses off the right iron.
He gets some extra attention from the D on that trip, and he throws the shot off.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
The Knicks shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
NBA rosters are turning over faster, it seems, these days, Chris. How much do former teammates know about defending one another? Or is it a non-issue?
Oh, no, it's more than non-issue, Kevin. You were right in your assumption that, listen, the former teammates, they have a little more inside information. And you know why it matters? Because every day after practice, you know, the first thing guys do after they get their water, they play one-on-one. And so you understand guys' tendencies. You learn how they get into a rhythm. We're all creatures of habit. Let's remember what Kevin Durant did. Remember how he came down on the same end of the floor in the finals and hit the same tough shot over the extended hand that he did? Well, if you notice, he did that on his crossover, that right to left setup. And so if you know him, you may know that he's going to do that. And also, you may know that he has a counter just in case. It allows you to keep your hand out the cookie jar, not to gamble. It gives you an educated guess on maybe what some of the greatest offensive players in the world are going to go to next to get that bucket. Any piece of information matters. And yeah, you've been practicing against him. That's a good thing.
And so it's New York with it, following the 3 by Detroit. Ingram with it. 11 points for him in that last game against the Utah Jazz over Young. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Ingram's got 5 points so far. Young taking his time here. Passes it to Booker. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Here's Chapman, defended by Young. 1:41 left in the first quarter. Kicks to Ingram. Randall grabs the board.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Inside, it's stolen. To the middle, here's Chapman in the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Baldwin. To the paint, here's Randall. Now the pass to Baldwin. And another 3 for Detroit.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cancer. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Pistons.
And they really shied away from the mid-range. That's a new school style, and looking for shots beyond the arc and at the rim. Those tend to be far more efficient.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Here's Booker. 14 points from him the last game against Indiana. Hard away against O'Neal. Young.
And guys, still early, but I'd like to see them crash the offensive glass.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Fires for 3. And good. The 3-point shot good from Chapman. Chapman's got 11 points.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team 2nd and 3rd opportunities to score the ball.
Here's Baldwin. He kicks to Randall. Young outside from past the arc. And another 3 for Detroit.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
And I love it, Greg. Both sides inflicting damage from the perimeter. We'll see how the defense is adjusting.
And so it's the New York Knicks in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. Right back after this break. Tough nose Jimmy Butler Taylor talks about the mantle of being a franchise player.
Call me a leader, all-star, whatever you want to call it.
And that's what he worked for. And he works as hard as anyone, Greg, in the NBA.
And you see that competitiveness and desire in his play.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
Well, obviously that was the game plan coming in. Physical right off the rip.
Young is out there with Jeremy Lin. Then it's Randall. Then it's O'Neal. And it's Booker in at the 4 slot. That's the 5 and the 4 for the Pistons. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, the captain in the last game against the Jazz was all business. He scored 35 points, and that was just the start of it. He wound up with a triple-double in what was quite a display for him. A very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Oh, yeah. Once he got them on the ropes, he never let them off the hook. It was full-speed energy basketball at its greatest.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Now we get a chance to check out Jeremy Lin, how he performed last season. He was around 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
Ingram outside. 6 to shoot. Here's Chapman. That one off the back iron and out. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the Detroit Pistons. Trailing here by 8.
Julius Randle making an effort to up his physical condition. Look, you love his motor, and he wants to be able to handle dealing with larger assignments, as he can often give up height on most plays against most players. He's one of the more consistent presence on the floor. He was hoping to avoid a 3rd foul before the breakup. Now, he might have to sit out until halftime.
Noel's checked in for the Pistons. Baseline jumper. They grabbed their own miss. Here's Cancer. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Young outside. Pass to Lin. And pushing it up. Here's New York. And slam dunk by Ingram.
Ingram's demonstrative with the jam.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Outside, Lin misses the 3. The Knicks leading by 8. Chapman the pass to Ingram. No good.
I think a kick out is the better option there. Defense had the rim on lockdown.
And Young kicks to Lin. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Just wonderful form on the J from Lin, dropping it in the face of the D.
Here's Chapman. 15 points in the game. No! 6 to shoot. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
The Knicks have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department. That free throw good from Chapman. So for the Knicks, DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Cantor. Miles Turner comes in for Brandon Ingram. And it's Butler in for Paul. Both free throws good from Chapman. Now Young. 12 points his last outing. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Shot clock at 5. Back Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Booker's got his second basket of the night.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Chapman the pass to Cousins. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Cousins has got his first bucket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Niang kicks to Booker. And he banks in the layup.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. The Pistons, number 1.
Yeah, that was a huge factor for them a season ago. Their ability to attack the offensive glass and then convert those into second chance buckets. I mean, no one did it better.
And the Knicks making a change here. Knox is checked in.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And Cousins gets it to go. Cousins has got 4 this quarter. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. You have to like what we're seeing from the captain.
Yeah, he's just torching them right now. A good decision to huddle up, kind of hit the reset button, and figure out how to slow his roll. A moment here to see the stats for Butler. Some last season stats for him. 4th in steals, and he was such a reliable option offensively, finishing in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
And as you pointed out, he was top 5 in steals last season. Just a lethal combination of great physical ability and acute mental preparation. And it's sent back by Turner. And here we go. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Yeah, well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
So many fast breaks now into the three-point shot. Good to see them taking it to the rack.
Here's Booker. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Tipped away and stolen by Noel. Down low, and it's sent back by Turner, and he's able to get it back.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Here's Cousins. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Booker. Young pass to Noel. Pass to Niang. The Pistons working the ball around now. On its way from Young for 2. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Look, I don't know how he got that one. About as tough of a shot as you can think of.
Here's Chapman. He's got 17. At the elbow, it's Cousins. For Booker, Cousins with the bucket. Cousins has got 6.
He's finally coming around, trying to make up for that goose egg he put up in the first quarter.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
No good from Booker.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And Butler gets it to go.
And this is an element of Butler's game that is deadly. He's as consistent as it gets, rising up off the pass.
Noel against Cousins. ball movement by Detroit. Here's Niang. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. See, Webb, there was a time when athletes spoke up about societal issues and they were simply told to, just stick to sports. That is no longer the case.
Basketball was built on players speaking their mind.
And so it's the New York Knicks with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
We got to protect the paint. They can't waste too many easy baskets. That's us communication on fronting the post and, just communicate a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action. Follow. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. The captain has been exceptional here, guys.
And as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Seems like he had enough dunks in the first half to last him for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 games.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. The captain has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Well, he's a tricky cover. He does a good job of sensing the defense, making the right move at the right time.
And New York, looking at who they've got. Miles Turner out there with Knox. And there's the captain. And there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Cousins in at the 5, roaming the paint. And so it's Baldwin with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. They trail by 14. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's his first trip to the line.
And going back to his performance at the line last year, guys, 84% as a free throw shooter.
The Pistons making a change here. Len's checked in. He hits both from the stripe. The Knicks leading by 12. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Here's Chapman. 19 points in the game. 6 on the shot clock. And that one's good. Cousins.
The bruising power of Cousins. Once he gets in prime position, he goes straight to work.
Baldwin looking for the opening. Noel down low. Cousins is there, and it's Noel missing.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. And that one is good. Knox has got 8 points.
How's that for a start? Good on all 3 attempts so far in the second half.
And so it's Baldwin with it. He brings it up for the Pistons. They trail by 16. Bremer, defended by Butler. Pass to Lynn. And there's the foul. It'll go on the captain. That's his first foul. Detroit making a switch. Niang's checked in. Outside, Lynn. Just 5 on the clock. A beautiful reverse layup. Niang's got 10 points.
It's his shooting that's kept them out of an even deeper hole.
Here's Chapman, defended by Lynn. Chapman, the pass to Butler. elbow shot is on the way. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Pass to Lynn. Three-pointer on the way. Hands it from downtown. Lynn's got 9 points. New York leading by 11. Here's Chapman. 19 points in the game. On the wing, Turner. A second chance effort. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
He's having a great night from the floor, and they're going to keep leaning on him, looking to grow the lead.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
Oh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
Young's checked in for Detroit. Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. Well, you look at the captain, an uncommonly gifted passer, leading the league in assists.
And it was the kind of season that he'd like to repeat over and over. Nobody was better at creating easy baskets for their teammates.
He feeds it to Turner. Rebound by the Pistons. Randall's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And when you see Miles Turner play on the offensive side of the ball, the amount of skill he has at his age is just amazing.
Yeah, already a great pick-and-pop player. You know, not going to be much of a banger down low, but has enough touch outside where he won't need to be. But while he's still a work in progress offensively, I think he's shown that he has a very high ceiling in terms of his skill set.
And the Knicks making a change here. Dotson's checked in, and he's able to get it back. The Knicks leading by 11. Cousins with it, and Young picks him up defensively. And that one's good. Cousins.
Well, it's nice to have an option like him every time down the court.
And there's the feed to Young. And it's blocked by Chapman. They get it back. Randall with the bucket. And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for the New York Knicks. At one point, they led by 16. The 17-footer. And again, it's New York.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. And here's Young. 12 points for him. Here's Chapman. Tries again. No good on that one. And it's Detroit the other way. To the inside. And they're running. And here we go. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Noel dishes to Lynn. Here's Niang. He's got 10. 5 to shoot. Back to Lynn. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game. New York leading by 13. Pass to Chapman. Pass to Dotson. Here's Chapman. Shot clock at 5. That shot off. Good defensive work there by Young. Then the pass to Randall. Second chance shot. He lays it in. Randall's got 14 points. The Knicks leading by 11. Cuts off the pass. He feeds it to Young. And stolen by Cousins. Pass to Chapman. He dishes it to Cousins. Shows 5 on the clock. Here's Butler. The 18-footer is right on the mark. Butler's got 13.
Very steady in-between game there for Butler. You don't want to let him get too many of those.
Inside, here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Here's Chapman, and he dunks it down.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Yeah, and that's when he starts throwing it down. That's when they're coming at you from all angles.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Well, yeah, he might have seen something he wants to exploit. Well, we'll see what they run coming out of this.
And new group in for the Knicks.
And taking a look here at some numbers.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
Yeah, that's a pass he's got to catch. Maybe just starting to relax a little too much with that lead.
Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. On the court for the Knicks. They've got Jimmy Butler. Miles Turner out there with Knox. Then there's the captain, and it's Cousins in at center.
All the officials are all over that one.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Chapman. He swipes the ball away again. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
He loses concentration at the moment of truth and blows the layup.
Poked away. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Here's Butler, and slam dunk by Butler.
I just like the instincts Butler has defensively. Just fantastic at staying active and coming up with deflections.
Pass to Noel. Jumps up and slam dunk by Butler.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Hey, fellas, that's just like it's supposed to work. Don't give the D a chance to set up.
Here's Bremer to halt the run. It's tipped. And here we go. Fast break. Cousins has got it. Here's Knox. Cousins trying to free himself up. And the basket by Knox. Knox has got 7 now in this quarter.
And now they're turning this game into a drag race, sprinting out for easy fast break baskets.
Outside Butler.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
He just kept getting in the way, bro. I'm trying to get in the way and pass it.
And so it's New York with it. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points. Here's Chapman. Outside Butler. Dishes to Cousins. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Another steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Butler. The shot comes out, and it's Detroit the other way. Bremer, defended by Butler. They get a hand on it. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Rips down the breakaway slam.
How about the awareness there for Butler? The D goes to sleep, and Jimmy finds the wide open man.
Detroit's gone 6 of 14 with the 3-ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Baldwin kicks to Randall. Chris, we hear the word switchability, popular term used these days. Talk about the importance of having guys who can defend multiple positions.
It's so important because it allows for flexibility with your matchups. You can avoid being forced into mismatches. So you definitely need players like that. However, Kev, I think that the NBA is going switchability crazy. You shouldn't switch everything. Switching on defense should only be if the coach wants to take a player out the game or if it's just needed at the last second. Usually communication is the key because there are no plays under the sun. You see the play coming and developing it, and if you can communicate, that's usually when you don't need to switch. I think coaches have lost trust in players' willingness to communicate, and switching has become kind of a lesser of two evils, I guess you could say. And I hope we get away from as much switching as we do because it puts guys in totally wrong positions. And if you have a smart offensive player, he'll pass his way out of that right to the guy with the mismatch.
Your take is real interesting. Trying to end the drought, buries the long-range jumper.
And look, the D has to be talking out there. They can't make these that easy, bro.
Chapman the pass to Cousins. And again, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Each team has one inactive player per night. Would upping that amount, you think, C-Web, of active players on game day change anything at all?
I don't believe so because the inactive player we're talking about usually is at the bottom of the roster. And so if you look at the next man up theory, that means that the last guy on the bench at that time, it's his time to get that playing time. So I don't think that the inactive players would change anything because it's still a team sport, and those guys earn their playing time in practices. So that guy at the end of the bench is still one of the greatest players in the world and can contribute at any time.
Chris, coach turnover happens a lot in the NBA, and there are some people that feel that teams are too quick to make a change. What do you think?
Every situation is different. Sometimes an obvious change is needed, but sometimes it feels more like desperations. Think about it. The best franchises typically have stability, and fans aren't stupid. They know when their team is just trying to throw a worm out there to catch and to see who they can get, or if they're using the past coach as a scapegoat, trying to redirect the emotions of the fans to direct them to cheer for their team further on. But a lot of times, I'll tell you this, though, coaches getting fired because the players don't execute and follow through. A lot of times it's not the coach's fault, but usually they have to take the fall, and that's what being the leader is all about. And unfortunately for the coaches, there is quick turnover, but hopefully they can land back on their feet at a new place, flip another job with a team that'll listen and let them set the culture.
Good insight. New York's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. In the corner, Hardaway with it. To the paint. Pass to Dotson. No one near Turner as he lets it go. Good on the triple. Turner's got 19 points.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Well, the game looks like it's starting to wear on them. Unable to get out, defend the perimeter, unfocused. It's a bad sign.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on DeMarcus Cousins. Before last season, the NBA voted to restructure the lottery odds. C-Web, you think the changes will promote, better competition?
More even odds for the bottom 5 teams. That's the way that it should be. The bad teams should get the little bit of help that they're needed. And I do think that it promotes better competition. So I'm definitely happy with the way the NBA restructured the lottery odds.
And Turner kicks to Hardaway. Shot clock at 6. The rebound by Patterson.
Look, you can't defend down low much better than that. Refuses to give him an easy path to the bucket.
It's picked off. Here's Dotson. Pass to Chapman. 5 to shoot. Lays it up off the glass. Chapman's got 12 points here in the second half.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly. Gets it to him off the bounce pass, gets the assist.
Right side Hardaway. Pass to Cousins. Rebound, Detroit. Adkins. He's covered by Chapman. It's been a few years now since rules were put into place to curb the hack-a-shack strategy. So, Webb, do you think the NBA made the right choice in discouraging that style, that tactic?
You know, Kev, I'm torn on this one. I don't think so. I do think that the game would have gotten ugly, the pace would have gotten bad, but I think it would have been only a couple of years as players would have been embarrassed enough to improve their game. As I travel to different places, the one thing that's the difference between the United States and other places they can shoot free throws. Other places they just aren't at the park dunking or hanging on the rim. They're actually shooting shots and skill sets and dribbling. And I was at one time a terrible free throw shooter, and the embarrassment of not making them, missing them late in the games, not being able to be there for your team the way you want to, or trust me, there's no better motivation than that. Not giving me a handicap in the crutch saying, oh, don't do it. I don't like the fact that they've tried to place a curve on the hack-a-shack strategy. My thing is get you in the gym in the offseason and make some free throws.
C-Webb, when you look at how basketball is taught at early levels for these kids, middle school and then high school, anything there that you would change?
Yes, I would change to developing all players and taking away positions.
Interesting.
When you are young, you're in, let's say, 3rd grade, and you're the tallest player on the team, and I make you a center, and I pull you to one end, and I only show you how to make layups. I don't show you how to shoot threes or dribble. I'm assuming that your body is always going to stay the same. And I believe that coaches should teach great skill set, shooting, passing, dribbling. And when you do that, a player can then become the full player they're intended to be, instead of teaching incrementally where a player may get stuck and identified as this type of player his whole time. I think that really what you need to do is teach full skill sets and allow players to develop. Just think if someone would have said, Kevin Durant, you can only shoot layups. We wouldn't be able to see the true unicorn that he is.
Wonderful thought. He misses the free throw. And the Pistons making a change here. Young's checked in. Good on the second free throw. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for New York.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for the captain.
Well, it's easy to look at his scoring as the key to this win, but there's so much more to it than that. It's a triple-double. He got it done everywhere.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just
look at that fucking stat line for a second.
to this win. They made it look really easy efficient performance at both ends.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Olden, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.
I need a few ice bucks after that. Elbows.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Charlie?
Busy day, man. We need you for an interview right over here.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you.
Hey, Shaq here. As a team, you controlled the pace tonight, seized the advantage, never really let them back in it. What was your collective mindset while trying to protect that lead?
Well, we wanted to make sure we kept the work rate really high, you know. We didn't allow ourselves to feel comfortable. Closing out games in the NBA, man, it's never easy. As soon as you take your foot off the pedal, that lead disappears. So credit to our guys for staying focused and not letting that happen. Here you go.